An spot Ethereum ETF is a matter of when, not a matter of if.
The Ethereum price soars above $3,100 for the first time since April 2022.
And you say that because, with such confidence.
I say that with confidence because...
All while Bitcoin hits $53,000 on a Monday, actually now 54, showing institutional FOMO and the RIAs, the Registered Investment Advisors.
I think the big story is we've now opened up the institutional, the RIA community, right? $45 trillion of wealth are managed by brokers. And, we've got baby boomers who own most of the wealth in America, and they're getting their first easy access to Bitcoin. And you're seeing it through these ETFs, the massive growth in a very short period of time.
And actually, we continue to break records. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF has traded $1 billion worth of shares today so far, which ranks it 11th among all ETFs in the top 0.3% and top 25 among stocks. This is an insane number for newbie ETFs, especially one with 10 competitors. $1 billion a day is big boy level volume, enough for even big institutional consideration.
And I don't think that's going to stop, right? Last night we had $135 million of inflows after that slowed down from 400, 350. Paul Tudor Jones taught me early on in my career that prices get set on the margin, right? And so when we've got more buyers and sellers, prices go up. And I see a kind of a constant, these are hodlers as well, right? These are guys that are buying, put it in their portfolio and hold. They're not traders. And so the ETF buyers in general that are coming through these RIA channels, I think are taking supply off the market. So I still see Bitcoin ending the year a lot higher. That said, could we consolidate around here for a little while? Of course we could.
So this is undoubtedly institutional buying today, as retail simply isn't here yet. Not even back to 50% for Bitcoin, and almost near the bear market lows for crypto and NFTs. Higher, so much effing higher. And think about it. Most of the registered investment advisors haven't bought into the Bitcoin ETFs yet.
Let's just talk through the sort of dynamics of this RIA situation, which is a number of these institutions still have to get approval to do this. So how do you see that playing out in terms of just how many advisors can actually recommend Bitcoin as a product today versus how many will be able to do that in 6 months from now?
I don't have a perfect answer, but I would tell you at least double in 6 months. Right? There are big channels that still aren't turned on, that we know they're going to get turned on, right? We're in conversations with them. These are the big platforms. And there's an inevitability to it. Why? Because their customers are calling and bitching at them and saying, we want to buy Bitcoin with you. And so then the sales guys who get paid for selling stuff are screaming at their bosses. And so I'm certain it's going to happen. This is not, it might happen. It is going to happen. It just takes time. These organizations are very conservative in general. And, crypto scared the heck out of people 18 months ago. And so there's still scar tissue.
And for ETH, the Ethereum price increase largely driven by anticipation of Dencun upgrade, as well as Coinbase urging the SEC to approve Grayscale's spot Ethereum ETF.
Coinbase calling on the SEC to approve Grayscale's application to launch a spot Ethereum ETF in a letter to the SEC. Coinbase chief lawyer saying, quote, Ether's proof of stake has demonstrably strong governance that exhibits robust characteristics across ownership concentration, consensus, liquidity and governance, mitigating risks of fraud and manipulation. Joining us right now is Grayscale CEO Michael Sonnenschein. It's not that often when one of your competitors says, hey, go help these folks.
And will it take another victory, legally speaking?
Which then begs the question, on the Ethereum front, if that is to move forward in a meaningful way, does that require another suit?
It's too early to say. It's too early to say. I think we have a similar dynamic in the market where the SEC has allowed for and approved Ethereum futures ETFs to come to market. The data suggests in a very similar way to Bitcoin that spot Bitcoin and Bitcoin futures have an inextricable tie. The markets have a 99.9% correlation. Same is true around Ethereum. And so we do have a very similar dynamic here.
So why is Ethereum pumping? Yes, we have ETF speculation, but also Ethereum is on an upwards trend, with developers setting March 13th as the crucial date for a significant Dencun network upgrade. This update aims to address one of Ethereum's main challenges by reducing Layer 2 transaction costs, meaning the flourishing L2 ecosystem on Ethereum is about to get a whole lot cheaper to transact. And the mainstream media now speculating ETH versus Solana. This will be huge for ETH.
ETF, but there's also an upgrade scheduled for March 12th. It's Dencun upgrade, and that's supposed to make it more quick, more compatible, faster with respect to Solana. I guess that's the word I was looking for. I do find it interesting that over the last 3 days, Ethereum has been up 4.1%, while Solana, competitor, is down about 0.7%. So I think, Shauna, that actually gives some weight to that potential argument that this is in fact about the upgrade.
Also, another big reason Ethereum is growing is because their number one decentralized exchange, Uniswap, price gains 50% after fee-sharing governance proposal. So this is obviously huge for the ETH ecosystem, but also crypto in general, as Uniswap is the main DEX in crypto today. And according to the proposal submitted by Uniswap Foundation's governance lead, the upgrade would reward Uni holders who have staked and delegated their tokens, meaning if you stake your Uni tokens, if this is passed, you'll start to receive a share of the fees of the protocol. That's why we saw a massive jump in price, because people wanted to own Uni. If this gets passed, because Uniswap is generating more fees than the Bitcoin network at this point, and just like owning dividends, if you own stocks, stakers and delegators would start to earn a share of the fees generated. The market hasn't digested just how big the Uniswap news is. A US-based protocol, even though they're global, has turned a governance token into a revenue/dividend token. It's probably the biggest news since the ETF, soon the market will realize. Yet, this now begs the question, would regulators consider Uniswap a security if you're getting dividends? Also, Mina Protocols making news. The CEO of O1 Labs explains how you do not pay for gas.
Working with smart contracts on essentially all blockchains, there's this notion of gas where you pay more, or your users pay more money in fees if the computation is more expensive. On Mina, it's extremely straightforward. You pay like for each account you touch. So like if your transaction touches 3 accounts, you pay like 3 accounts worth of fees, and it's fixed. It doesn't matter what computation you're doing because the computation happens client side. What's actually gets sent to the network is a proof that that computation has happened. And the proof can be verified very cheaply.
Also big news for Artificial Intelligence Protocol, AIT, introducing Einstein AIT, the LLM supercharger for Bittensor. As we know, Bittensor is the blue chip AI protocol in the space. Well, AIT subnet is officially live, and through this latest partnership, we've launched one of the first 32 subnets on the Bittensor ecosystem. We are developing a subnetwork that will improve the response accuracy for LLMs and maximize rewards for miners on Bittensor. And why is this important for the AIT community? Well, AIT is entering the subnet horse race. Tau growth equals AIT growth. AIT tapping into a network of networks that will provide data annotation jobs for our global workforce. If I missed an altcoin, comment down below and be sure to click subscribe. You do not want to miss a daily video. See you tomorrow.